Hello, 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 and welcome back to Spoonie Games in part 9 of Stasis. It's not actually been that long since the last one, so I actually remember what was going on. Yay. So we just got past some turrets and got into wherever this is in the medical bay. We read that PDA last time. This seems to be news.
I think I found the crew.
Are they also bloodied up, like the guy under the floor?
You could say that. I'm not sure how many people I'm looking at. It's like something from a eugenics war painting.
Try to push through, John. A few decks below, one step at a time.
So they're in the wall. Another PDA. Thought that becoming the new head medical tech on this deck would actually improve things, but it looks like being thrown into the lion's den. The lockdown a few months back was a pain, but these inventory discrepancies are a real problem. And then yesterday the system went haywire. The first thing Erica does, of course, is call me up her little system to make sure she's okay. I suppose I can understand that. I'm also confused at, like, why is there lightning? Like, aren't we in space? Have we got space lightning? Calls up sister, I suppose I can understand that. I just wish that, well, or she'd asked me sometimes too. Yesterday during a power outage I was locked inside a storage room for 2 hours, but Danica's fine, of course. So who cares about me? I was only trapped in a product storage room with only plant cultures and human limbs for company. Hey, you can play rock, paper, scissors with them and always win. Took a look at them. Actually, it's part of my job with the plants anyway, and I had to do something to keep my mind off things. Good specimens are all of them, or good specimens all of them, except for sample 99D, E and F. I couldn't for the life of me work out why samples this badly mutated would be permitted anywhere near the greenhouse. They are recent too. Dear God, what imbecile is shipping sent these to storage. Kane's hydroponics have a strict quarantine regulation in the has the strictest in the galaxy. Punishable by losing your damn job. Must be that new section in a few floors down. They've got all kinds of fools on their payroll. You know, I usually like to spend time in the greenhouse, but I swear something's going funny with some of the new crops. Erica said I'm probably just imagining it, but I hope the whole batch of Brassica growth cultures thrown out the other day showing signs of what looked like Dutch Elm's disease. How is that possible? I'm going to submit a report. Am I supposed to explain to Dr. Malan and the board that we have mutated cultures in storage and perfectly good crops with extinct diseases in another matter? Erica's lost her damn mind. She's lost more than that now. I'm scared out of my mind right now. She's dragged us on a fool's errand across the ship to look for Danica. I tried to tell her how I saw one of those things wearing Danica's face the other morning. Okay. So whatever mutant are they taking? The appearance of the ship crew? So are we actually talking to a real person on the radio, or is that going to be mutant? I tried to tell her how I saw one of those things. Yep. Oh my god, it makes me want to puke. Just thinking about it. It looked like a deflated balloon as it scuttled up the walls. I swear, pried it with a bolt, but we can't be sure. He's a physician, not a soldier. Then again, any of us soldiers. Erica seems to think we are in the Marine Corps, waving around that rifle with a crazy look in her eyes, threatening to kill anyone that disagrees with her. Erica, I told her, you are a nurse. God, I'm barely recognizing her anymore. What happened to my best friend? What happened to that girl from Stockley, Mississippi? I don't know who Erica Boxer is anymore. She's a corpse right now, I imagine. There we go, yeah. Erica died this morning. My friend is gone. One of those horrific things tore her spine out of her body, right in front of my eyes. I must be the last one that's left alive. Got long. I'm infected with something. I can feel it. I checked out the hydroponics lab this morning. It's a wreck. I could have told them. Anyone could have told them. They're trying to breed a new fungus to kill the old one. Would be devastating. The rest of it wouldn't budge. I've tried tearing it away with laser scalpers Erica gave me, but it does nothing. Zilla nada niche. What doesn't kill it really does make it stronger. I'm going back to retrieve Erica's remains later. I know she died a crazy woman, but she was my friend. I still love her. For those of you who've still been unable to receive the messages on the internet, you'll know by now that the creatures are using the PDTs even to process past security checkpoints to prevent this decided each in turn. You'll be yawning away. You'll proceed under armed guard to a primary surgical pod where the PDTs will be removed. Once this is done, we will reprogram the security protocols so that they'll target all creatures that still possess the tags. Do not answer the doors. Yeah, we've read this one on previous. Dr. Milan, first allow me to apologise for mailing you directly. This is a classified red emergency. I've undertook further inspections between sample 999D and E and F and found that the majority of our inventory has been compromised by tampering. There are signs that the tampering began some time ago. Some of the materials are merely spoiled, but a large quantity appears to have been illegally modified. I'm not sure who the new suppliers are, but the inventory they have provided does not match the chemical manifest included. I'm aware that this is a shipping concern rather than a hydroponics one, but Project Seed is based around our successful cultivation of hyper-nutritious plants in unusual conditions. With the current stock we possess, there is no limit to the number of illegal mutated nutrients going into our plant growth. I've advised that shipping and medical begin more thorough inspections of the received cargo. I suspect the problem could be going back months, although I have no evidence to prove this. Please recommend immediate termination of supply runs and decontamination of irregular pipes, or irrigation pipes even, until this has been resolved. Sandy, I love you very much, sweetie, but you have lost your damn mind. Those samples are restricted. What if Dr. Milan finds out you brought samples from out of storage bays? It's not only your job you'll be losing. I'll do what you ask, but only because you've never been wrong before. Though I pray to God you are this time. Okay. Grab the gun! Okay. Guessing you can't use the left. Alright. Do we follow the blood left or do we follow the blood right? Seems to be more blood this way.
Zero
Protonergic receptors are present in your principal vascular system.
Cool. I guess. I gotta save that. I'm guessing that robot's going to kill me because I've got my PDTDD whatever. How's that? An oxygen
Profanity, derogatory
Stick a
comments,
cable.
This should be useful.
intimidating actions directed at Kane security employees will not be
I'm actually
tolerated.
looking to do. Force field. Not sure what looking in there does.
Back. It's been cut open.
Of course! They must have manually removed the PDTs. That's why the security systems were reset in medical.
Oh, the bodies. The bodies in the crew quarters. They were skinned. The creatures were using the PDTs to move through secure areas.
Must have realized what was going on.
So for me to get to the lower decks,
You have to remove your tag.
remove?
Perhaps electric shock. No, that wouldn't work. John? This is the only surefire way.
What are you saying?
The surgery pod should already be programmed to remove it.
It didn't work out so well for this poor woman.
It's the only way, unless you space jump between decks.
This is surgery.
John, prep the pod.
Yeah, John. Guessing the PDT, or PDA even. Why do I keep saying PDA or PDT? New year chief surgeon, new year for staff medical way. I have to think of it that way. It's going to get rather confusing. The staff of the medical deck now consists of 3 extra sections. Cybernetics, tissue regeneration, for some reason medical hydroponics. Yes, it may be medical, but as I've told Dr. Milan, they are still plants. I don't wish to seem ungrateful. It is Kane Corporation who opened so many new doorways for me and who redefined the frontiers of medication for us all. As a man who served his apprenticeship on the battlefield, elbow deep in the blood of the innocents. Okay. To see those deserts and war-torn villages reborn as images of Nirvana is a privilege, and all thanks to the science of Kane. And yet it's hard to understand why on the Grim Lake so many departments are being forced to share resources like this. I hear our budget will be up for review soon and the chances of getting an increase are slim. I shall try to remain positive. Thank goodness, 300% budget increase. I may not yet be able to even imagine how helpful this financial windfall will be. Dr. Milan assures me that a sizable portion of the budget will be applied to Project Seed. It makes our work that much more essential. We'll order new equipment, new samples, although I don't totally agree with the ethics of Dr. Milan's acquisition. I'm guessing that's of the Stasis pods. Of volunteers, yeah, for surgical testing, the leaps and bounds we've made in our research more makes up for the rest of it. It is wrong that we must test the limits of morality for the greater good. For the greater good. I'm a surgeon who has seen many awful things in blood soaks. Yeah, you've been to war. So perhaps this should be second nature to me, but I don't recall agreeing to use the use of children in testing. Is his daughter going to be some kind of creature? Went to inspect the stasis tubes at the request of a chief nurse and found that there were several children, some young as 9 years old, waiting processing. Children! I was shocked and appalled and demanded an explanation from Dr. Milan. Edward Jennifer had to test vaccines on children to see if they worked. He said, I knew the story. What medical person does not? Jennifer injected infected whatever into children's arms, which must have seemed callous disregard for the children's life, and yet it saved the boy. This is how he convinced me. We are the frontier of science. Chances must be taken. I do not always feel comfortable with this ethical choice, but it has sound logic. The research is too vulnerable for us to let a few moral qualms get in the way. Yeah, just sacrifice the children. I fear that my decision to become a surgeon with Kane Corp is not quite as simple as I thought. The first casualties of the infection spreading across the cities came to my lab, where we had to set up a quarantine operating room. I had to get hands-on with the patients from the first time in years. The flower bud, the cutting of the infected tissues, using my specialized tools. God forgive me, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, one of those kind of people. It's impossible to explain the adrenaline rush for playing God in such a way. But he accidentally did some stuff as well. Of having the lives of so many on the verge of death in my hand. I've felt it on the battlefield and I feel it now. It is not the beauty of birth that moves me, it seems, but the pungent stench of death. I thought I'd join Kane Corp to save my soul, but instead it seems to slake the thirst of the beast inside me, whose jaws salivate at the scent of blood. I am ashamed. It doesn't sound like it. How could I have not seen this? Those awful life forms and disguising themselves as us, inside us. They wear our skins, our PDTs. So some of them are PDTs, some of them are PDAs. Which explains how the security system cannot detect them. If I didn't already know where those creatures came from, this would perhaps be less frightening. But they've learned the vile abominations, what a word that is. It appears to summarize what we have created in our hubris. We have created evil. God help us all. He's not going to do that. Yeah, about tags. Dr. Milan has recalibrated his guidelines for the subject in Project Seed, and specifically the requirements for any female subjects who have previously been pregnant. The female subject should ideally have been screened, but their source is not important since the project has a 99.89% chance of non-fatal reaction in subjects. Members of staff will be eligible even for this test. The ideal subject is following. The nurse. We have disagreed often, but never so more than now. I'm aware that Miss Callister doesn't work in surgery, that the chief nurse boxer has seniority in terms of rank. However, Callister has one of the most extraordinary organisational minds I've ever worked with. The product storage areas are clean and well indexed, therefore I have to challenge your demand that I remove her from her position because of these false reports. She has been sending you about anomalies even in the supplies. I have no doubts that your claims of her illicitly taking supplies is also only an accusation. She has fine work and reports only what she feels is right. I'll be taking no action against her. You're in charge of the project, but you must allow me to choose my staff at my own discretion. So nothing about what we do with all of this.
MedTech surgical pot is not properly prepared for the selected program. The pot is not properly prepared for the selected program.
Anti-stasis fluid container.
This is a friendly reminder
Okay.
that thought crime does not entail death. This is a final request for Ripley Bayuno to report to Communications Array
Organic
18.
receptor.
No, that won't work. It doesn't work like that.
How am I supposed to know, my guy? I guess we check out the other one. Because we've got to, I assume, fill up the other bits with stuff.
Formed the womb. Oh, never again. It crawled through the night, and then they crafted their eyes and tore through my skin.
Yeah, I'm just gonna save that.
Are you expecting a beautiful bouncy baby boy or girl? Speak to your nearest administrator for details on our enrollment tots program. You could win an all-expenses paid vacation to Titan. Competition is sponsored by the Seed team.
Is that all force fields? So we can check the other place, see if that one's down. It is! And we are now in the room that we could see.
Tia, a survivor.
Is someone alive?
Not exactly. He's in stasis.
It can be dangerous to wake someone from stasis without the proper procedures being followed.
So who the hell woke me?
Forget him, John. You need to think about the mission.
Right. So if I take the stasis fluid into my empty stasis thing, is that gonna kill the guy?
I think that'll just break it.
Oh.
Maybe. No, that won't work.
What any of these things mean, and if I'm supposed to remember something from them?
I can try to make it fit, but it may break. I don't think that...
Thanks.
Another body. Or two.
Okay, I didn't actually know that there was something to read there. Be still my beating heart. I saw the most divine creature in hydroponics. She's friends with Nurse Erica. Erica gives me an evil eye. But Sandy is just a divine thing. Curves in all the right places and a face of an angel. I keep trying to come up with reasons to visit medical hydroponics section. She never sees me though. I'm not trained medical staff. Those soldiers in the recovery rooms give me funny looks if I am at the window trying to get her attention. I have to find a way to speak to Sandy directly. I'm sure her head... I've seen her head to the decontamination rooms and she seems to go there after every shift. I might try and strike up a conversation by one of the machines. Maybe after buying her a drink. I'll do it tomorrow. Or maybe the day after, because tomorrow I've got a double shift still. It takes a brave man to work on unknown science in the bosom of the cosmos, doesn't it? Like the jock back at school would ever be able to do what I'm friggin' doing. I risk my life and limb to repair essential electronics, and it takes courage. I might not be a soldier, but I think I have the right to call myself a man of courage. You're so dead on the floor. What's with the suck down? Jesus, 9 days now. Been trying to get through to the surgical pod for a week. Gave up going to hydroponics to see Sandy after they started restricting access to unnecessary personnel. So now I just hang around product storage by the vending machines. Great life, my dude. Hoping to see her, but when I do, I just choke up. Damn, I'm so pathetic. I'm reading a book. It's about the war. It's freaking amazing that we're allowed to do what we do on the Groom Lake. What happened all those years ago. I have to hide the book though, as Dr. Milan saw me reading it in the rec room and he went totally apeshit, threatened to burn the book and fire my ass, so now it stays under my pillow. And I'm sure as hell I don't take it around with me. Instead I bring one of the whatever series with me. I love Major... that name. He's incredible. Sometimes wish I'd have the balls to be in the Marines rather than engineering. I'd love to be like them. I thought you were already a man of courage. Rations arrived today, nobody is impressed, it's all emergency shit, so hardly gourmet, but man, I wasn't expecting much, but this is seriously bad, because food's short, people are going bug fuck? Okay. Yeah, fights breaking out, broke the pause bar snow, Steve's having trouble keeping everyone's fists off each other. Keep asking why we can't just raid hydroponics, but they keep shouting me down, especially Sandy. She looks so pissed when she sees me, but nowhere near as pissed as when she looks at Dr. Milan or Dr. that name. She must despise me. Why didn't I just ask her out before? Because you're a coward. A dirty, stinking coward. Power went out again. I'm so freaking scared. I can barely breathe. These rumors of animals prowling around medical. No rumors. I saw one. A guy ripped apart by one of those things. Couldn't make it out too well. Pale, skinny tails, I think. They move around like a pack of dogs and they're strong. People are scared and hungry. I kept a small stash of food in my quarter, but I didn't even tell Steve about it. I'm ashamed for keeping it to myself, but people are getting crazy. I think it might actually be against regulations to hoard food. Name would kill me if he knew I had rations hidden. Come on, guys are nuts. He's practically strangled me the other day, so I had to restrain him. Body still freaking kills from the operation earlier. Steve was nominated to reprogram the security turrets and the guys just went and did it. He's a hero, not like me. Now, I'm not just a coward, I'm a friggin' murderer. Okay. I used those poor bastards in Stasis to keep those goddamn things from getting to me. I just unlocked the Stasis until they began to recover processes, so that when they staggered out of the depths of the freeze, those things were waiting for them. I found a product storage room that no one was using. I locked myself inside. When the breach was reported, I heard screams. I pissed myself. I fucking pissed myself. Is there any way for a real man to behave? Or is that anyway? As I ran, I saw Sandy cradling her best friend's bloodied body in the corridor. Worst frigging part isn't that I've never occurred to me to stop. It just hoped that it'd buy me time I needed to find a hiding place. So you wanted them to get her while you ran. That's who Broke Cot was. Whoever finds this, and I know somebody will, he was a coward. I just hope that the computer parts in this PDA come in handy to whoever finds it. If my hide was that useless in life, at least I could hope that something I'm left behind will be useful. I'm guessing these go in the computer? Oh god, right. I think that's a good point to stop it before I kill someone in Stasis. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm clicking on. I know lots of the screens had little doofy bits when you look to them over here, so I'm guessing I've got to look at those and then do something with the panel. Who knows? Right, take care everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now.